Oh, so hold on. All right. I think I am live. All right. So, hello, and happy Thursday. And so, welcome back to another Astrology After Dark. I am your host, Catrice Daniels, the Natal Chart Navigator. And so, tonight, I'm going to be talking about what do the houses mean in the astrology, in the zodiac wheel. What does the houses mean? Okay. Alrighty. So first, let's start with what is what's the zodiac? What not zodiac? What is astrology? Okay. Some people don't know what astrology is, and so quick definition of astrology. It's basically the study of how the planets in the solar system, the planets and other planetary figures, how they affect us here on the earth, how they affect you here on the earth. Um, and their move when they move, how does it affect us? Basically, that's what it is. Okay. um so if you don't know your moon sign, and if you want to know your moon sign, go ahead, drop your birthday in the comments, and I will tell you what your moon sign is. All right, so let's go ahead and get this party started. So the zodiac wheel, when you're looking at your zodiac, not zodiac wheel, natal chart is all the same. Different terms all mean the same thing. But there's 12 houses, so 12 different spaces within this wheel, okay? Each one of those houses represents a different area of your life, okay? And so, oh, come on. I have my notes because I want to stay on track. Oh, and now it's moving so slowly. Let me see something here, because it's just, hold on a minute, having some technical difficulties. Okay, so the, like I was saying, each house represents a different, hold on, I'm gonna have to, let me delete some of these tabs. Maybe that's why it's moving slowly. Maybe if I delete tabs, it'll move a little better. At least I hope it do. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. The technical difficulties. Oh, Jesus, come on. Oh, my God. Okay. So, you know what? I don't have time for that. Um, So, like I was saying, there's 12 different houses, okay? And so the first house is the house of self, okay? And so that is on the zodiac wheel. That is the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars. Okay, so in the first house, it governs yourself, your self appearance, your the body, first impressions, your identity, your approach to life. When people first meet you, the first house, that's your rising sign. Okay, that is the sign that was rising at the time of your birth. Okay, and so when people first meet you, whatever sign is on that first house, that energy, that is what you project out. So for me, I am a Leo rising because that was the sign that was rising when I was born at my time of birth. Okay. Now, there's all 12 houses. Everybody has the houses, okay? However, when you have planets in those houses, it lights up those parts of your chart, and it energizes those house traits. Okay, and so those are the houses that will come into focus. Okay, those are the houses that you're going to focus on within this lifetime. Okay, um, some people have planets all over. Like I looked at a chart today, I analyzed a chart today, and she had a planet in nine of the houses. She had something in nine of the houses. And then I've looked at charts where people may only have stuff in like three of the houses. So it just depends on what your life path is. Um, when you were born, when you reincarnated back into, into this human life, what you signed up for when you came. And so it starts at, so this is the wheel, right? And so it starts at 9 o'clock, is Aries. That's the first house. And then it goes around counterclockwise. Um, Okay. So the first six houses, houses 1 through 6, those are the personal houses. Okay. And they rule our private and immediate lives. So our individuality, our daily environments, our siblings, peers, parents, our attempts to define who we are. Okay. And so if you have a lot of planets or any luminaries in the first six houses, your focus is going to be on more on a personal level for you in this lifetime. You may have trouble leaving the nest or leaving where you grew up at, and you also will remain loyal to your childhood friends. Like you and your friends you'll be friends forever. Like my best friend, we've been friends since we were 9, so like 30 years. Because we're 39, so we've been friends for 30 years, and I do have most of my planets are within the first six houses. Now, houses 7 through 12, those are the interpersonal houses. And so those are the houses they govern relationships, joint ventures, travel, career, society, spirituality, and even our end of life transition. Okay. And so someone with those houses will be very career focused. Um, and then they will leave. They'll leave the nest and they'll just go off and adventure out and things of that nature. So the first house is ruled by Aries. That is the house of self, um, your personal identity. It covers all the first: appearance, leadership, new initiatives, fresh starts, and beginnings. Okay. And this is your ascendant. This is your rising sign. So that's the sign that was rising on the horizon, the eastern horizon, at the time of your birth. Now, the second house is the house of Taurus. This is the money house, okay? And it's related to your personal money, okay? Um, your immediate material and physical environment. So, taste, smell, sounds, touch, sights. It rules not only income and money, but it also rules your self-esteem, okay? Um, the next time we talk, when I'm going to talk about Chiron. Chiron is a wound, and yeah, that's gonna be a good one. If you really want to, when I talk about Chiron, you want to be on that one. But the second house rules money. That's the money house. Okay. Second house is also the planet that rules the second house is Venus. Venus rules Taurus, the signs of Taurus and Libra. Third house is the natural house of Gemini, famous Gemini. Poor Geminis, they get such a bad rap. But third house rules all forms of communication, talking, thinking, gadgets and devices like cell phones, pagers, um, Third house also covers siblings, neighborhoods, local travels, libraries, schools, teachers, and community affairs. Um, it also covers early education. It is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of the signs Gemini and Virgo. And so Mercury is all about thinking, communication. It is the quickest planet. It is also the trickster planet, which is why a lot of people think, Geminis, they lie. They do lie. They don't call it lying. I had one Gemini tell me um, he just knows how to embellish. What did he say? Embellish the truth or something. It was something. It was something. They have great wordplay though. They have very great wordplay. Moving on to the fourth house of the wheel. The fourth house is ruled by Cancer, the sign of Cancer. Um, the moon governs Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. It's a very emotional sign. It's the first sign, first water sign, and it sits at the very bottom of the zodiac wheel. And so this it governs the foundation of things. So it's your home, your privacy, your basic security, your parents, including the more nurturing parent. Okay, some people say it's the mom. Other people say that some people say it's the dad. I just look at it as whichever parent was more nurturing, because Cancer is a very nurturing energy. Then it rules that parent, rules that house. Okay, um, your children, your own nurturing abilities, and TLC. That is that's the fourth house. It also governs self care and your emotions. And then moving right along to the Leo house. Leo house, this is the fifth house, and this is the fun house. Okay, this is the house of creativity. If you know any Leos or people that have Leo energy, they are very fiery. They are fun to be around. They make great actors and actresses. They are very colorful and dramatic. Okay. And so it governs the fifth house governs self expression, drama, creativity, color, attention, romance, fun, play. It is the house of casual sex, um, love affairs. So love affairs, casual sex, nothing, nothing that is not like a serious partnership or relationship. That's not this house. This is the fun house. This is where your creativity stems from the fifth house. And then the last of the personal houses is the sixth house. This is the natural house of Virgo. Oh, Leo is ruled by the sun. So the fifth house is ruled by the sun, which explains why some Leo people, not all, but some Leo people feel like, the world revolves around them. And so that's why, because it's ruled by the sun. And then, the lion is the king of the jungle, they rule. So, Leos have that. And it's not just like Leo sun signs. Um, I'm Leo rising. People with Leo moons. Anybody that has Leo energy in one of your big three or a lot of Leo energy placements. They it's just a feeling of royalty, a feeling of um, I'm royal, I'm regal, and it's not like a arrogant. It's just like a very confident energy. And so then the sixth house is the house of Virgo. Okay, Virgo is the other sign that is ruled by Mercury. And the sixth house is the house of health and service. It also rules schedules, organization, routines, fitness, diet, exercise, natural and healthy living, and being of service to others. Um, if you know any Virgos, you know Virgos are very analytical. Virgos are very orderly. Most Virgos, um, not all, not all. Um, but very orderly. It also rules pets, so like domestic pets, like cats, dogs, things like that. Your work habits, your sense of usefulness, and the service given. All right. So then moving to the sixth house. So I'm not sixth house, the seventh house. So the fifth house, that is the house of romance and fun and creativity. Um, the seventh house is in the sign of Libra, and that is the house where serious relationships, so marriage, contracts, business partnerships, um, equality. Libra is all about justice. It's the scales. It's the other sign that is ruled by Venus. um, Sharing interpersonal style. If you know anybody who is like a Libra, or a Taurus, um, especially the risings, they're very beautiful people. Venus is all about beauty, and so like they are very beautiful people. What's her name? Beyonce. Beyonce is a Libra rising. She's a very beautiful woman. Um, I have a lot of Libra friends and acquaintances, and they're very beautiful women. Um, Taurus rising people. I know quite a few Taurus rising people. They're very attractive people. So um, Venus is the planet of love and beauty. Okay, and so the seventh house is all about relationships and other people. Okay, first house is about the self, and then seventh house is about other people. Okay, other partnerships, contracts, marriages, and business deals. Moving on to the eighth house. Eighth house is ruled by Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio, um, which is also the planet that rules Scorpio. The modern ruler is Pluto, is the modern ruler. The traditional ruler is Mars. And so the eighth house is the house that rules birth, death, sex, transformation, mysteries, bonding at the deepest level. The eighth house also rules other people's property and money. So it would be like real estate, inheritances, investments, life insurance, um, things of that nature, joint assets. So you have here, first house is the self, seventh house is partnerships, second house is personal finance. Eighth house is joint finances, other people's money. Okay. Moving on to the ninth house. Ninth house is the natural house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system, and it is also it's a very benefic planet. Wherever Jupiter falls in your chart, expect amazing things. Expect just amazing things. So if you have Jupiter, say you have Jupiter in your second house, the money house, the personal money house, um, you can expect to have be wealthy or make a lot of money. Or if you have it, say you have Jupiter in your 10th house, which is the career house, you can expect to have a very, very successful, lucrative career. But it rules the ninth house. And so the ninth house is where you have long distance travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law and religion, spirituality, cross cultural relations, um, learning and ethics. Sagittarius is a very expansive sign. It is the archer, so they shoot the arrow and it just goes out. And if you know any Sagittarius people, Sagittarius energy people, they kind of leap first and then think later. At least that's how I have a lot of Sagittarius energy, so I kind of leap first and then I'd be like, sometimes I'd be like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have did that. Oh well, I done leaped now, so gotta keep going. But um, with this house, this is the house. This is opposite of the third house. Third house is siblings and local community. Ninth house is long distance travel and hey hey. Um, Ninth house is long distance travel and spirituality, higher education, higher learning. If you have planets in this house, you can expect for your belief systems to be shaken up um, with this house. And then moving on to the 10th house. 10th house, this is at the very top of the chart. This is where your midheaven sits. Um, and it's the most public part of your chart. This house governs structures, corporations, traditions, public image, fame, honors, achievements, boundaries, discipline. This is the natural house of Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay, Saturn is like Father Time. This is the strict taskmaster, and he wants you to do things right and do it right the first time, and if you don't do it right the first time, you're going to do it again. Saturn doesn't let up until you actually learn the lesson and do it right. If you know any Capricorn people or people that have heavy Capricorn energy, they are very goal oriented and um, they like to be like you know until they get it right. They're not going to stop until they get it right. And so this is your career house. Depending upon what sign is on this house, depends on how you go about looking at a career, and how you will because um, the sign on the house shows how you will put that energy into the house. So like Capricorn people, like this is the natural house of Capricorn. So like for me, mine is Taurus, right? And so for me, Taurus likes stability, but Taurus is also a kind of slow moving energy. It's an earth sign. So for me, career is it's like stable. It's like not a fast moving like versus if this was in Aries, if this was an Aries 10th house, they would be more fast moving. And you see some people careers just take off really, really quickly, and then other people doing the exact same thing, their careers will, kind of move maybe a little slowly, or it may not, move as fast as somebody else. Well, that's because depending on your 10th house, and not just the 10th house, but the 10th house, and what planets are in that house as well, um, will determine how fast or slow, your career takes off. And then you have the 11th house. 11th house is the natural house of Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus. The planet tilted on its side and spins on its side. So Aquarius energy is very eccentric. They can be real detached. Um, and so with this house governs groups, friends, social awareness, humanitarianism, technology. So social media is governed by um, Aquarius. Hopes and wishes for the future. So this house is the house where you are. um, how you work with the public, how you work with people. If you notice, like a lot of Aquarius people, they're always wanting to help the collective to be better. They don't want to, it's like they detach from, they don't get like emotionally involved because Aquarius is a very detached energy, but they are very humanitarian in the fact that they want to make sure and they want to help everybody and they want everybody to win. They just don't want to have to be like all, emotionally attached for you to win. I hope that makes sense. If you know any Aquarius people, they are very eccentric people. They kind of march to the beat of their own drum. Can you hear me now? Or can you see me now? Like, ooh, can you see me now? I hope you can. Um, Let me know if you can see me now. I'm almost done. I'm almost to the last house. Um, but yeah, Aquarius people are very eccentric. They kind of do their own thing. They march to the beat of their own drum, and they really don't care whether you like them or not. Like they're not here. This energy is not here to be liked. It's here to bring awareness to the collective. Um, I don't think it's froze. Okay, it's here to bring awareness to the collective, and to make the world a better place. And then the last house is Pisces. It's the 12th house. And so the 12th house is endings, healing, closure, spirituality, solitude, karma, old age, the afterlife, what's hidden, limiting beliefs, and the subconscious. So this house here, this house is where you it's like the dreams. It's ruled by Neptune. Okay, and so Neptune is the planet of illusions and delusions. Okay, and so wherever Neptune falls into your chart, it's going to you're going to see like, um, you'll see that area of life with rose colored glasses. Okay, and so you have to kind of pay attention. Like once you look at your chart and you see where Neptune falls, you have to be very conscious of that because Neptune will have you looking like sun is shining and everything is great, and when really the sky is falling. So, um, but this house covers hospitals, jails, institutions, hidden agendas. It also rules the imagination. So, arts and film and dance and poetry and the subconscious mind. All of that is ruled by Pisces. Pisces is a mutable water sign. And so water signs are very emotional. They are very intuitive. If you know any Pisces people, um, and Pisces, like because it's ruled by Neptune, they're dreamy people. So they have to, like my daughter is a Pisces, and my oldest daughter, and she lives in her room, and they like the dark for whatever reason. um she loves the dark, but she's all like she'll interact with people, and then once she interacts with people for so while, she has to retreat because Pisces people, they absorb energy as well. They absorb other people's energies as well, and so they have to retreat and they have to have their solitude so that they can recharge to be able to go out and deal with other, people again. So that is the wheel. That is all 12 houses. So I hope you've learned something here tonight. on this episode of Astrology After Dark. If you did, please share it out so other people can get this valuable information. One thing I want to tell you guys is that, um, you know, everything that you learn about yourself, there's so many tools that God placed here for us to learn ourselves, to know ourselves, okay? And if you really want to know yourself, now I'm not saying that astrology is the end all be all because it's not. I love astrology just because, like, I'm very analytical. And so when you are looking at the charts and you're going through it, and then they have the aspects, and aspects and stuff is you getting deep, deeper, right? But when you are looking at your chart and you're seeing all this stuff and you can see how it relates to you, you know, it's not a religion. Astrology is not a religion. It's just a tool. It's just like tarot or with the crystals or the candles, candle magic. Like all of this stuff is just tools for us as humans to be able to navigate our lives here in this human experience. Okay. So there's nothing satanic about this. There's nothing that, you're not gonna go to hell because you looked up your zodiac chart. Okay, it's just all of this stuff is tools just for us to figure out who we are and why we're here, what we're here to do. And the astrology chart, it will help you to figure that out. And once you figure it out, once you know, you may not ever look at this, you may not ever look at it again. You might be like, oh, okay, I know. And then you off to the races and you doing your thing. But it's all just tools. So again, if you found value in this, go ahead, share it out so somebody else can find value. Also, if you would like to get a reading um, with me, you just need to have your birth time, your time of birth, your date of birth, and the location of your birth. You can DM me that, and we can go ahead and get that set up. So you guys have a great rest of your evening. I will talk to you tomorrow.